Right, back on site in Crowborough. Lads are all set up and going. So let's do the video about the retained players then. We got 4 more last night. Got a few more to go as well. Probably new signings, hopefully early part of next week, right? Hopefully early part, Monday-ish next week, where we can get some new lads out once we've got the retained done. I'll have a chat with Will tonight at training and see what his thoughts are, how we're going to play it. 4 more last night, so it might be a 2-parter. Let's see how fast I can talk. We've got Jacob Ashwood, George Maybury, Dan Fox and George Scott to get through. Jacob, where do we start? Jacob Ashwood was already at the club when me and Hart joined 2 seasons ago. Massive part of it. Only heard good things about Jacob, and they weren't wrong. Once we met him and saw him in action, very good player. Had a spell away beginning of last season where he went and tried elsewhere, but it just didn't work out for whatever reasons. In football, these sometimes don't work out, right? And he came back, and it was so good to have him back. Can play left wing back, left of a back three as well, in a centre back role if needed. He's always around the club, always happy to help out as well whenever he can. And that's a good thing about Jacob, is he's a good lad and fits in really well. So hopefully he got a couple of injuries last season, which hampered him playing as much as he probably would have wanted to. But hopefully this season we can stay injury free and get him going again. George Maybury, I already knew George briefly through doing some coaching elsewhere. I met him a couple of times through doing that. Was already at the club as well. Went away for a little bit and came back during the first pre-season we had 2 years ago, and has been ever present. Is another good lad to have around the club. Got experience at this level, which is good and what we probably need. Can play right wing back and can play centre back as well. Can even do a job in centre mid, CDM if needed. We've done it a couple of times. Step 7 where he had to fill in there, so that's always good to handle. Another great guy as well to have around the change room, and Mr. Consistent, always available, always ready to play, which is great. So one more, Dan Fox, and then we'll do George Scott in a separate video. Feel privileged, George Scott. Dan Fox, great lad again, was ready at the club when we joined. Unfortunately picked up in our first pre-season a major injury and was out for the majority of that season. He played a little bit with the threes and the twos towards the end of the season, but struggled to get going again and came back pre-season, really fit, ready for action again, only to pick up another injury in the last game of pre-season last year, I think, or second to last. He'll correct me if I'm wrong there. And again, put him back. But he's back now, fighting fit, ready to fight for that shirt, and hopefully we can see him with an injury-free season and see what he can achieve from there again, because he's a very good player as well in his day. George Scott in a minute.